There's this special feeling you get when you have a beautiful woman riding on the back of your bike. It's called riding two up, or also called backpacking. There's a story that the Hells Angels told about riding two up that they don't like, and it always stuck with me. You see, the Hells Angels were heading back home to Las Vegas from San Francisco, and they suggested that their members didn't have their woman on the back of their bike because the ex-president at the time said that the roads can be dangerous. He doesn't suggest it. But you know, one of the members decided to have his woman on the back of the bike anyways. So they were riding in formation, and they were about 30 miles back home when there was something in the freeway, something big from a semi that fell off. And the front members, they saw that thing. They swerved out of the way. The former president at the time, his name is Charles Goldsmith, and he's telling the story, and he said that he hit that thing in the freeway, and he slid down, went to the side of the road, got scratched up, but he was fine. But the other member that had his woman on the back, he hit it, and he went flying over the handlebars, right? He tumbled, fell into the road, got really scratched up, but he was fine because he was wearing a full face helmet. So then they went to check up on his girl that was riding on the back. And she was laying like that with her head busted open and her brains all over the road because she was wearing one of those half face helmets. But you know, even if she was wearing a full face helmet like him, I feel like she would have been disabled from that initial hit and the tumble that they did. And so yeah, that story has always stuck with me. So there was also another story that always stuck with me. Well, not always, but it was recently, just this year. And so I followed this one influencer named Verina. She rides a motorcycle. She rides a sport bike. And she disappeared for a whole year, and people were wondering what happened to Verina. She's not posting anymore. She's very popular. She had like 1 million followers. She rides a sport bike. She goes to have fun. She rides with her friend. She came back after a year talking about how she got into an accident. And this is what happened. She was riding with her friend, but she was backpacking with him. She was riding two up in the back of his Gixxer 600. He was going straight. A car was turning just like that, turning into their parking lot. He slammed into the car. He ended up dying immediately. She survived it, but she ended up in a coma for a month. And then, what's up, buddy? And then she woke up, but she was disabled. She couldn't walk. She had to relearn to walk again. And so she started posting on her channel again, talking about how she got into the accident in 2024 of last year. How she doesn't remember a lot, but she ended up surviving it, only to be now disabled and to relearn to walk again. Her parents are helping her to walk again.
Basically, I was a passenger on a motorcycle, and he was speeding, and he crashed into a van.
The accident happened around 7:20 this evening in Van Nuys. Sky 5 was above the scene capturing the aftermath. You see the mangled mess that was left behind.
The good thing is that she's only 20 years old. She can hopefully she can just relearn again, because your brain is just a little bit better at that age. Her friend was 25 when he crashed, and he passed away from that. Very sad story. So she talked about in her video how she would never ride two up again, and she shouldn't have done it in the first place. It's just she didn't like it. She shouldn't have done it, and look, it pretty much ruined her life. She's pretty much disabled right now, and her parents are taking care of her. And you can watch her video. She talks about everything. She even shows the video. I won't show the video, but she shows the video on her channel with the crash. And it's hard to watch, you know. But that's what happened to her. At 20 years old, she's now disabled from riding two up on the back of the bike. So what I'm trying to get at is that I don't like having anyone ride on the back of my bike. I don't like seeing friends ride on the back of anyone else's bike. I don't like the two up stuff. I don't like the backpacking, because you are not in control of your own destiny. I like to be in control here. I can ride this bike. If I make any mistakes, that's on me. But if I'm on the back of someone else's bike, I'm putting my life in their hands, and I just don't want that. That's me. I feel confident on how I ride, on how fast my reflexes are, and you know, look, like this car come out right there without stopping. See, like, I would feel comfortable with myself on how I stop, how I interact with that. Yeah, buddy, see? Look at that, man. Now he's trying to merge over like a moron. Because he came out too fast. If you just stopped, took your time, turned out, you wouldn't have to do that whole stop. Now you're just behind there like an idiot. There's those people that just come out like that. And I believe that's might have what happened to Verina there. Someone probably just came out. Maybe her friend was a good rider and she just didn't have time to interact. But you know what? If she was riding alongside with him, maybe she could have interacted with that or countered that better. And maybe he would have just been in the accident and she wouldn't have. You just don't know, right? But I trust that more. If I'm riding with my friend, I trust that I can counter something, and whatever he does is on him. We're both on bikes. We know our risks to be on bikes here. We know, both of us know our own risks, but I would take my chances riding my own bike because I feel more confident. So I'm gonna head out to the gym again here. It's a nice day in Rancho Cucamonga, Southern California. I hope it snows soon. It gets some rain, so it snows. I want to do some snowboarding. It's coming late this year. But that was the story that I have. Maybe I'll cruise around a little bit here for your guys' entertainment. How do I feel about sport bikes? I kind of want a sport bike, actually. I you know, like everyone wants to have one of each bike, right? I do want a sport bike. I want a ZX6R. I also want a supermoto, and then also keep this bike. So I will see. I will see what will happen in the future. Maybe I'll be jumping to a supermoto. We'll see. Hey, buddy. I don't know if you guys actually like these type of stories that I've been doing here. Well, I mean, this is my second story here, but yeah, it could be informative, but it also probably depressing. Maybe I'll look up like a happy story, like a happy motorcycle story. But I don't know. I feel like this helps people, right? To learn more about things. Because like if I never heard that story or like seen those two stories, I probably wouldn't like really care too much. But hearing about it, I think about it more, and I'm like, nah, I don't like being too up, you know. Nah, not my thing. Let's go. Woo! Out of my way. Get around these foos. Thank you, Chuck, for making all this room for me. He must have known I was going to come up here. Let's roll out! Oh, I feel bad for him right here. He's walking so slow. But I gotta go! Hey, buddy! See, you gotta rev at those assholes like that. Hey, man! Out the way! Out of my way! Ew. When people start doing stupid shit, I start getting aggressive. That's how it is. Do I care? No. Do I care about my life? Yes. Ugh. Let's go, baby. Ugh. Hey, scooter guy. I was trying to give you a nod. You didn't even look over here. how fast I can take off. Get around all this Christmas traffic. Hey, Christmas tree. That's how you gotta do it. Tie it to the roof of your car. And then scratch your whole paint up. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Who cares about car paint? Scratch that shit up. Oh, now these roads here have a lot of cracks. They gotta fix this shit over here. Alright guys, we're gonna back alley here. Yeah. Back alley boys. Back alley boys. Rough riders. Back alley. Rough riders. Back alley boys. Yeah. Riding through. Rough riding. Back alley boys. What's back here? Anything back here? Back alley boys. Yeah, I wanna like cut right through there, right there. I don't know if I can squeeze through. Back alley boys. Back alley boys. Let's go up here. Rock and roll, baby.
Motorcycle videos are not my niche at all, and obviously I'm a little bit nervous about changing up the content a little bit, and this doesn't mean I'm not going to be doing my other stuff still.
How long were you in a coma for?
Maybe like a month, but not a coma. Spinal cord injury, and your femur was broken, and your jaw was broken.
And it was just about dusk, you know, where the sun is going down. And there laying in the road was one of those big, giant alligator belts from off a semi. I see Kevin hit it. I see his bike tumble head over, feet. Boom, boom, boom. And I walked over and I looked at her and the whole top of her head was gone.
Last time I crossed this river, I went right up to my neck. Cold enough to cause a shiver, it'll steal away your breath. I came here to seek a fortune not 15 years ago, but I watched it all sink deep into the unrelenting snow. Way up high